Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and today we're going to talk about setting clients' expectations so you can actually unplug from the business on occasion. This is a big one. I didn't really understand because this actually came up. There was a moment in our start, or really when we were intermediate, where we didn't have to deal with a whole lot of client expectations. And what we were doing is we were literally letting our clients dictate our lifestyles. And it's whether you understand it or not, at this moment, wherever you are, you have to set limits on what you can and can't do. Let me tell you why. If you don't know, real estate business has a pretty high divorce rate. Real estate business, a lot of people, even good friends that I know that are top producing agents, like they end up in the hospital. This business will run you ragged if you allow it to run you ragged. And my personal opinion is a lot of it is, setting up time blocks and scheduling everything. I schedule everything. I wish I could show you guys. Maybe I can. Here, I'm going to turn this. Hold on. I'll let you see my calendar. I don't know if you can see that, but it's packed, right? But I actually, you can't completely see that. But I actually time block everything. If I want some free time, I time block free time. If I want to schedule time for different types of appointments, I do. When I'm prospecting, I have appointments. I have my gym time scheduled in here. I schedule when I'm going to eat or take breaks. I schedule time with my family. I schedule time, when I go to bed. I mean, I'm pretty detail oriented because I basically believe that if it's not in my schedule, then it's not real. It doesn't count. Not only that, but the agents in our brokerage, along with our staff, they have access to my calendar, so they know if it's not on my calendar, that means I'm available, right? And they can pen themselves in to actually communicate with me or schedule an appointment with me if they need me to go on a listing appointment, like I'm doing an appointment this afternoon with a buddy of mine that's in the brokerage, to help them lock up a buyer. So I time block everything for one. Part of that time blocking is setting the time that I need for me. First off, I always schedule time for me. I'm selfish with my time because if I'm lacking energy, if I'm tired, if I'm pissed off, if I'm stressed out, everybody suffers. My family suffers, my wife suffers, my clients suffer, everybody suffers around me. So I need to make sure that I'm always good first. Okay? The better off I am, the happier I am, the more level that I am, everybody reaps those rewards as well. They get the benefits from my overall attitude. Okay? It's easy to say, just have a positive mental attitude and just grind. That, okay, I'll buy that to a point. But when you're carrying 30, 40, 50, 60 listings, when you're running, 4, 10, 20, 30, 100, 200 agents, it'll put you in the hospital if that's the mindset. Okay? So you have to create a balance. So expectations, which is what this is about, right? I make sure clients know that there's certain times that you can expect that I will not answer my phone. Usually the very first appointment that I sit down, we sit down, we're interviewing for the listing because I mostly focus on listings, and I tell them right from the beginning, hey, just so you know, I am always going to be here and available to you. If I don't answer the phone, I'm going to call back as soon as I possibly can. I may be in another appointment. I may be communicating with somebody to ensure that their property is getting ready to close so they can start the next chapter of their life. Or I'm going to be honest with you, I might be with my family. If you call from this time to this time, I'm with my kids. It's very important for me that I spend time with my children. It's very important with me that I spend time with my wife. Now, I put that out there right away. And I wait to see what the reaction is. Now, I've actually had only 2 people get upset about that. I've only had 2 people get upset about that. Well, when I call, I want to make sure that you answer. I don't. You're going to make all this money. And so, what did this guy say? It blew my mind. If you want the money, you'll answer the phone. And I was like, okay, well then I'm going to let you know right now that I'm probably not the guy for you because I don't need the money. I do this. It does pay me. I do enjoy it. I love what I do and I want to help more people and I want to make a profit while doing that. However, I don't need the money so badly that I'm going to shut down on my family and my 2 young children and my wife. Because at the end of all of this, it'll be my family at the very end of my life that's going to be there for me. If anything goes wrong, it'll be my family that's there to take care of me, not you. And not the money that you're giving me off this one deal. So I graciously said, hey, thank you so much for having me over. Thank you so much for interviewing me for the opportunity to take the job, but I just don't think this would work for us because I don't think I can meet your expectations. So I'm going to have to wish you the best. Now, he asked me to sit down again. He apologized. And then we ended up thanking each other anyways and leaving because he started down the road of when we started talking about commissions. Well, if we're this and I tell you I want it at, you're going to take 2%, you'll take the money. And I says, sir, I appreciate your time, but I don't think you understand. I don't need the money. We are going to set a commission and what that commission is. And I'm going to move forward in good faith to do my job, to earn that commission that you've written down and you've committed to in our contract. If you are already telling me now before we even go into escrow that you're going to tell me I'm going to take less, I just have to say, no, I'm not, and I wish you the best of luck. So a lot of it is when you first walk into the appointment, you already know what your schedule is, you know where you are, and you have to know your own personal self-worth. If you don't think you're worth anything, then you will get run to the ground. It won't be every client, but that client will come. And when that client, and I talk about it, I did a previous video where I talked about A clients, B clients, C clients, D clients, and F clients. Okay? I personally like to work with A and B clients. On occasion, I'll take C clients, but I never take a D or an F client. I'm actually working through with one right now where I've drew a few boundaries on how he communicates with me, and I says, if we can't find a way to communicate, then we can't work together. And the reason why is because those D and F clients, they're going to eat up so much time that you're going to not give the energy that you need to your A or B clients. On top of that, they're the ones that are going to take away from your family. They're the ones that's going to take away from your sanity, and they're going to add to your stress levels. So I just personally choose not to. Part of that is from the very get-go, I let them know, here are my expectations. Here's what I can and can't do. I will always work my tail off for you. I will always give you updates at a minimum once per week. I will always, me personally, I do digital updates. I will do daily digital updates for you as well. You can always go online and look at what's being worked, who it's been worked by, and when it was worked. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. At a minimum, you'll talk to me once a week so I can give you updates of what's going on. At a minimum, usually it's going to be at least twice. But from this time to this time, so for me, from 6 o'clock until 9 o'clock, I don't answer my phone. I turn it off. If you need to talk to me immediately, you can call my assistant, and she may not answer either because that's our time to be with our families. If you can't be okay with that, then I just have to let you know that I'm probably not going to be the agent for you. 99.999% of the time they say, look, I completely understand, I get it. It's very rare when they don't. But once they say that, then now we have a commitment with each other to where you understand that these are my lines, my boundaries. I spend time with my family from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock where I unplug. I'm talking with my kids, I'm reading books, we're eating a meal, we're getting laid down for bed, I'm brushing their teeth. That's my time. After 9 o'clock, if you want to communicate until I go to sleep, I have no issues with that unless I'm spending time with my wife. If I'm spending time with my wife, I probably still won't answer, and you'll just have to speak with me in the morning. We have had clients that want to call or text at like 4 or 5 in the morning. Same thing. Look, and they get mad. Not all of them, but just it's unique clients. So they're like, well, why didn't you answer when I called you this morning? Well, sir, you called at 4:30 in the morning, and that's not when I start working. I'm in my office every day at 7:30. That's when I start engaging with the world, and that's when I'll call you back. If you want to call me at 7:30, that would be ideal, or anytime thereafter until about 6 p.m. at night. That's when I'm really on it. But if you do call before then or after then I will have to get back to you when I am available. So long story short, what I'm saying is you have to set boundaries. You have to be very clear and concise on what you can do and what you can't do. And set the expectations right from the beginning. And it's going to happen. If a client starts to overstep those boundaries, be polite as peaches. Say, sir, ma'am, hey, I just want to let you know, remember when we first sat down and talked and I said that this is kind of where I am? Yeah, I just want to re-edify that my family is very important to me, and this is, I work, 10 to 12 hours per day. This is my time with my family, so I just want to let you know, and I'm sure you are upset because you really want to know what's going on at that time, but I do not answer my calls at that time because I am with my family. If you don't start doing that, once you really build up, if you aren't already there, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind. Start time blocking. Start standing up for what you need in order for you to be good, because if you aren't good, nobody's good around you. That's all I got today. Thank you very much. Do me a favor, like, share, comment. Check me out on YouTube, The Real Estate Blitz. Check me out on Facebook, The Real Estate Blitz. Check me out on SoundCloud, The Real Estate Blitz. Right? Real Estate Blitz. Tell your friends, tell your family, pass it around, and leave me comments. I love the comments. I really appreciate when you all send me some comments. I read all of them. I reply to all of them. I just get the biggest kick out of it because it really helps me feel like I'm doing some good by putting out these videos. So that's all I got today. Appreciate you, and I'll talk to you all later.